Thank you, Mr. Jan, for sharing your valuable thoughts. As we got some really insightful session on the education sector, we would look at having another perspective from our next expert session. Earlier, effective education was defined just by successful educational results achieved by the customer. But now, data and technology have transformed the learning and education delivery process. Data driven technologies that enable learning analytics and insights are of crucial importance for driving intelligence for businesses and personalized learning experience. From improving an applicant's experience enrollment process through self-serving online portal to personalized messages, data-driven technology and automation have paved the way for a whole new era of customer experience in education. Thus, CX leveraging the power of EdTech, online channels, and educational best practices has become crucial for the education sector to survive and thrive. To discuss this over an exciting fireside chat, we have with us two industry leaders, Mr. Arjun Mohan, CEO UpGrad, and Ms. Srishti Sofat, Global VP Product Oracle, who shall be sharing knowledge and valuable learnings on the topic perfecting CX in the education sector. Over to you both.
Hi, good afternoon, and very pleased to welcome you, Arjun, for this conversation. First of all, congratulations. I just learned that you guys have completed 1 million lifelong total learners on your platform. So
Yeah,
that's a great milestone. Um, as you celebrate that and probably many more milestones, I would like to start with maybe you talking through a little bit about this growth journey for grad and some of the digital strategies you have leveraged to provide this, I'm assuming, a delightful customer experience to your students.
UpGrad, this is the 6th year of our existence. It took us 5 years to really build out the product and then move our focus to business this year.
Okay.
And I'm saying this 5 year because we did not want to hassle up the entire thing. We wanted to do it the right way. Because for us, or in general, education industry, the way it works is the first few customers or first few learners who come in and experience the product are your brand ambassadors of the future. So you need to ensure that you get everything right for them. And that's when they will go out and get the referrals. And that's where the whole unit economics work and the product continuously improves on. So when we started on, this company was created with the objective that education system in India is really good. It is superior and it is one of the best. The problem is with the education infrastructure. There are so many brilliant minds out there, but hardly any, I would say, hardly any access to affordable, high quality learning. So UpGrad from day one was about creating or bridging this gap of access and affordability. And we said that the solution for the GER ratio of India, that's the gross enrollment ratio of India in colleges, is not about building more university buildings. It's about, the solution lies online. It's about taking the entire user experience online and thus replicating a high quality learning experience, which a very good university will provide online. So our entire idea has been, how do we replicate it out? One was about creating an experience of teaching where you have a combination of both videos and live lectures from the best of the faculty available. So even if you are in a remote village in India and you have access to a smartphone, you can suddenly listen to a prof from the top IITs and IIMs because they'll come and teach you the same thing which is applicable everywhere else. We segregated the experience. The concepts were dealt by best theoreticians from the best institutes. The live lectures, to a large extent, was done by industry experts, so that the top class, the up-to-date learning comes for everyone. A lot of other experience like proctored examinations or the small group discussions or a TA support or even the social aspects of learning, the peer pressure which is required to take you through, the discipline which comes because your friend is doing better than you, so on and so forth. We literally replicated every one of them on our platform. So it was always about that how do I build out something with the customer as the center of my ecosystem. We very, I mean, we clearly believe that that's what it is. And that's the reason why we were able to go through an exponential growth journey, getting to a 1 million customers this year.
Okay, yeah, that's great. And, I mean, I think some of the things you talk about, which is, the virtual classroom experience and leveraging influencers and brand ambassadors is very key in anything new age today that we do, right? So
That's right.
that's very valid. As we in Oracle, like, sort of I run CX marketing and things like that. As we build product today, we are really looking at, the connected data. Especially with everything moving digital, there is a lot of data
Yeah.
footprint. We are looking at sort of, layering a connected intelligence on top of that data. And, what we talk about is this provides an opportunity for hyper personalization.
Yeah.
Right? And I think something like that is probably very key, as there is, and I was even looking at your website as we were waiting to get started, right? I mean, there are plethora of courses to do, right?
Yeah.
How do you target the right customer with the right course so, they get the best experience, right? So maybe shifting gears a little bit, can we talk about technology and how you leverage technology, whether it's AI, ML, adaptive, or whatever else, to, enhance this CX in education?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So see, it's this constant fight, right? No teacher, no student is bad.
Right.
Problem is this one size fits all solutions. That's has been predominantly the issue always. You are comfortable with the format, you go to the classroom and they do the same format for all the 100, 200 students sitting there.
Right.
And that's the whole thing which is changing online, because you can really personalize it. As you said, we crunch a lot of data. So we capture everything, a student's experience, where is he attentive, where is he not attentive. We use a lot of AI ML technologies to crunch this data and to create an experience which is really personalized. So for instance, if the student is able to pick up quite fast and able to cover the concepts really soon, we don't really ask them to go through the entire lectures. So even the videos are personalized, saying that someone who needs more help end up seeing more videos, others are even allowed to skip it. Because finally, it's about creating an ecosystem or a product which delivers the outcomes for them.
Right. Right.
So typically, when we start the course itself, we try to understand from the learner what is the outcome he is looking at or she's looking at. Typically, the outcomes are three. There's a set of people who says that I want to transition. That is, I want after this course to move from my current job to another company. There's another lot which says that, okay, I am happy with the current company, but I want to go ahead. It's a promotion or an accelerated career which I'm looking at. And third, the biggest lot says that I'm looking at professional confidence, where I learn so much that I end up doing well in my career. So what we do is we start there, we take this input, and it is based on delivery of this particular outcome that we personalize our entire courseware, which is a lot of about okay, if you want to go from point A to point B, these are the milestones you need to cover. We expose the milestone, we tell them that this is where it is lacking, we have special personalized support system for that, so on and so forth. So like any other company which in this digital world, as you rightly said, right, it's a lot about collecting that information, crunching that information, and using the latest of the technologies, be it data science or AI ML, to deliver that personalized, customized experience. So yes, we implement a lot of things which we teach. Our courses are also predominantly towards that, because that's where most of the people, that's where the future skills are.
Right. And to, I guess you got 1 million folks on your platform in terms of just sort of marketing strategies around bringing them in and things like that. How do you use tech, and
yeah,
what's the thought there?
Yeah. So especially in education, right, and especially at the whole certified education which we work in, the customer, it's not an impulse purchase. It takes the customer some time. So the funnel is, the sales cycle is long and the funnel is complex. So what I do is we do a lot of investment in SEO, organic. We capture the customers who are really looking at solving their problem. The problem could be that, hey, what is data science? You could start from there. Or what is the importance of Python in crunching of data and learning the whole the data warehousing mechanism. So it starts with answering those questions which people are asking. We bring them into the funnel where we expose them. I mean, we give them a lot of free content, and then based on their usage of the content, we have customized journeys built for them, which again is about marketing retargeting. Could be through the app push messages, or could be through customized content, could be email messaging, so on and so forth. So that's predominantly where the bottom of the, I mean, top of the funnel to bottom of the funnel conversion happens. There's also a lot of brand investment, as you can really see. I mean, you can say that the brand is a mot which is essential in today's world, because finally education is credibility, and you need to have credibility. But the sales part of it, or the conversion part of it, is highly tech driven. Lot of deep integration, lot of SEO, showing them very customized ads. Lot of tech goes in there. That's how the new age world works. It's more of mark tech than just marketing.
Makes sense. So, just one last question on this. As we look at ad tech and martech, at least again for us in Oracle, we do believe that revenue attribution is a key aspect for industry. I think the CEOs like yourself, the CMOs, are really looking at all of that today quite closely. And that's sort of our focus on analytics and intelligence as we build our tools. Wanted to see, as a CEO, what are the key indicators that you are measuring, right, for success of UpGrad? Like, what is your dashboard look like today?
Right. Yeah. So my dashboard is very simple, but I've like what you said is as the leader of this organization, I want to ensure that every rupee I invest in marketing, I get the right ROI on it. The ROI may come today or later, but I want to have a measure that it works. Okay. And today's consumer is extremely distracted. He is on a lot of platforms. He will view your video on YouTube. He will see an ad on Facebook. He will search for you on Google, click on something. So he is distracted, and he's on 10 different platforms, right? All the time online. On an average, he spends 8 hours on his phone, internet, so on and so forth. So my problem is that I have to spend in all these spaces because I have to remind him about education. But how do I know that which channel is really delivering me this customer? And that's where my attribution becomes complex. So I have been trying multiple attribution: first stage, last stage, the whole weightage attribution, so on and so forth. Right. So eventually what I've done is that I have evolved the attribution mechanism internal, where I have put weights based on which channel has been historically delivering for me, right? It's a lot of data crunching again, and it's basically on that. So if you look at my dashboard, dashboard is very simple. This is all analysis, and I have tools to get that. Dashboard just says that this is the mix of my marketing. These are the channels where I'm implementing it out. This is the traffic which comes in. This is the V2L. This is the L2P, and this is where the revenue is. So I like to keep it simple, but a lot of works go in the background of it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
We are in an interesting year, 2020, and at least so far 2021 as well, with the pandemic. And I think a lot more things have moved online and digital than we all ever imagined. Yeah. Definitely even K-12. I mean, schooling like grade 1 to 12 is now online. So this, you're at the middle of all of this transformation. What do you see as, some of the challenges, and like, where do you see this is headed, right? Like, what are the permanent changes in ed tech, if you will, with the whole pandemic in the background, and, still, I guess, in play a little bit.
Yeah. So see, I think ed tech or education sector in India has changed so much, and there is no going back anymore, right? Because suddenly, a lot of stakeholders have realized that you really don't need to transport people to buildings which are like kilometers away to make education happen, be it in schooling, be it in online, I mean, like higher ed learning, or working professionals, so on and so forth. I will expect this change to be more permanent in working professional than K-12, because of the simple reason that schools will exist, kids will have time. Where will they go? So they will go back to schools. I don't really see much of a change there. But yeah, they've all tried out online learning. So there will be a component of that which will exist. But in working professional space and higher ed space, I'm seeing more of a permanent change. The reason being that, see, most of the higher education in India, or the upskilling in India, happens with one objective. That is, how do I get a better job? Or how can this be life transformational for me, like better lifestyle at the end of it? And hence, everything I do for my upskilling finally can be tracked to a job or a better pay, right? That's how the eventual thing is. And what has happened as a result of this pandemic is that most of the corporates which hire people have really realized that there's no difference between how they get upskilled online and how they do get by going and doing offline. So if you see the most of the hiring which has happened immediately after pandemic, after start things happening, everything is online.
Right.
Everything is online. There's absolutely no difference between what they see in a CV on a course which is done online and offline. It is IIT Madras. Yes, it's IIT Madras. Who cares if it's an online course or offline course? So that I'm seeing is huge change. I'm seeing that the hiring of UpGrad learners have like really gone up in last few months, and not even one word of a concern which I used to hear earlier of coming on Zoom and doing a interview. Most of the HRs have realized that this is the best way out.
Right.
So that I think will be, there is no going back now. Nobody will spend 2 days going to a obscure location and doing an interview. No, come on Zoom, let's do it. And I don't really care how you learn. You learn, that's all I know. That's all I care about. So that's been a big change. K-12, I don't really feel. So another place where changes can happen is test prep. Test prep, in my view, I think it will evolve into a hybrid model. I think it'll be like, because that makes a lot of sense for the companies which are doing test prep, or from a cost perspective. You really don't need so many of those, like so many of those test centers in every nook and corner. A weekend will work and remaining you can do on a tablet at home.
Right.
So this is where I'm seeing huge changes happening.
Well, thank you, Arjun. This was great. I mean, thank you for sharing your perspective. I mean, I think I wish you the next million quickly, and
I hope so. Thank you.
and hopefully, you continue to use all the tech to make this experience and a great customer experience for your students as market to them, service them, and as they leverage your platform.
Yep.
And thank you, everybody else, for joining. That's it from us today.
Thanks so much. Great talking to you, Srishti. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for an insightful chat session. With this, we come to the end of today's summit. Team etbradequity.com and Oracle would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to all our speakers for their valuable time and inputs. Also, our special thanks to all our viewers for their active participation. Thank you all and stay safe.